So before we dive in, let's take a minute to share where your passion came from. What's the spark that led you to become this amazing future creator in your current business? I need to talk to the people that are dealing with garbage and interesting things and turning into fuel. So this is Joanne, Sean, all yours to start. You both have developed incredibly inventive ideas for recycling waste. While it's going to take way too long for us to do justice here, but can you give us a quick snapshot of and the explanation of how you came about with your innovation?
Joanna, please go first.
Well, thank you, Sean, no problem. For decades, I worked in an industry that created the fourth largest waste stream being landfill, construction and demolition debris, and much of it contained petrochemicals. And so my solution or my innovation is coming from need. We really needed to address that. The waste management sector is responsible for 16% of all man-made methane gas. And so I took my cue from nature. So at Mycocycle, we've created a nature-based technology to remove toxins from waste and to create reuse opportunities using that root structure of the fungi. And so affectionately, I say we've trained mushrooms to eat trash.
Fascinating. Sean, how do you
yeah, so I think for us, globally, we today consume 100 million barrels of oil every single day. And we know that as a result of the combustion of that oil, we've created a climate crisis. And so we have to wean ourselves off this oil. But we're not going to be able to do that unless we have alternative ways of manufacturing the stuff we need to manufacture that are sustainable. And so for us, it was really a focus on trying to access the largest, most abundant above ground source of carbon that we can use to make things. And that, of course, is the CO2 that's in the atmosphere, as well as the pollution that comes from industrial processes, societal waste, or agricultural waste. And that was really the motivation for us, to find a strategy to replace the largest amount of fossil resource with sustainable resources.
What an incredible win-win idea, not only for the pocketbooks, for the planet. And I suspect this is part of the DNA that characterizes a lot of you here, where you're trying to think about a big addressable market and think about ways to monetize that, and at the same time have a positive impact. So I have to do a follow-up question here because it's too interesting. How is it that ideas like this are not like standard practice today? What obstacles are you facing, and how are you taking this this vision to scale?
Sean, you go first.
Okay, so I mean, the obstacles are really come down to twofold. One is the financial obstacles. Like, well, I'm talking about building very large processing plants with first of a kind technology to produce sustainable fuels and materials. So a plant I'm asking people to put their hand in their pocket and pull out $50 million for a plant, and do that repeatedly. So at first, of course, there's a massive amount of hesitancy around the adoption of brand new technology, despite the attractive nature of what we're trying to do. And then the other piece is actually legislation and looking to legislators to kind of open up the field to innovative solutions to the problems we face today. And I think those two in concert form the greatest barriers that we see, but barriers that are surmountable.